The reason I want to talk about self-improvement is because I believe that the mainstream idea of it has become way too narrow. Like, for example, nowadays, if you ask someone who is into self-improvement or just watch any random self-improvement video online, most of the time, they're either going to be focusing on just physical attractiveness, like trying to do looks maxing, or they're gonna be about making more money through like a side hustle, like drop shipping or something. And I believe that's completely wrong. It is true sometimes that physical attractiveness does improve your circumstances and gives you advantages, and of course, money does the same. But if you're trying to self improve, I think that it should be about building your character as a whole, and that doesn't just include surface level things like how you look or what you own, but more importantly, it's about who you are as a person. And that's just not achievable through hyper fixating on those two things. I think that a big reason of why self-improvement has become the way it is because of how social media portrays it, and because of the online gurus and internet personalities who promote this kind of self-improvement as a lifestyle. And that creates a lot of young people who are drawn into that, and all they focus on becomes that. And a lot of the times, these people end up lacking social skills or communication skills because they don't think it's important, or sometimes they even look down on people who don't share the same worldview as them. I used to be one of those people as well, who was trapped in that mindset until I learned something very important. And that was when I actually started a hobby and was humbled in my attempt to learn it. That's why I believe finding a hobby is so important for actual self improvement. It is the start of so many great things. And for me, it was combat sports. I started boxing at the end of high school, and of course, at the start, I was arrogant like a lot of beginners. I thought that I was already strong enough, so I just wanted to go there to prove myself or to release my emotions. But I didn't listen to coach's advice and just did whatever I wanted to do. And of course, that ended with me being humbled very quickly in sparring. But that experience let me realize that sometimes you really have to be humble and know how to learn, because a lot of people think that learning is something that is simple and straightforward, but it's actually a lot harder than people think. A lot of people are held back by their own perceptions of themselves or their abilities and end up blocking out advice without even realizing it. And that's why I think if you can find one hobby that you truly enjoy and really love, then you should try your best to devote yourself to that. And by learning that hobby, learn to become humble and learn the skill of learning. And once you are able to possess that skill and ability to learn, that begins true self improvement, because you can now apply that to almost every other area of your life. And that is completely different from just trying to maximize your physical appearance or making money, because that is something way deeper than that. And if you feel like what I said makes sense to you but don't know where to start, or you can't think of a hobby, I would encourage you to really try to experiment with a lot of new things, like anything, like maybe trying to learn an instrument that you've always thought is cool, or some random physical activity like bouldering, or like random activity like a ball sport, or even just going to the gym is fine as well, as long as you take that as an opportunity to learn and not just do repetitive things that seem like they are improving you but are all just surface level.